Hello everyone, and welcome to Soda Giant, the internet soft drink show served ice cold. I am your host, John, the Soda Giant, and today is a 2-for-1 episode. We are finishing off the Oogave beverages today. It is Friday, so it's Root Beer Friday. Obviously, the root beer is going to be the star of the show, but we have a little bit of business to attend to before we drink the root beer, and that is the Oogave Ginger Ale beverage. This is the first time I've ever gone back and tried another beverage on the show. Something that may or may not become a trend. There are a couple I want to go back and double check myself on. But this is going to be the first one. So we're going to try it again. And now that I've tried the rest of the Oogave beverages, as you guys have kind of followed along, there's definitely some ones that stand out more than the others do. The watermelon cream, still I dream about every day. That was a great beverage. I think that's probably so far been the star of the line for me. But the thing I've kind of noticed about Oogave's beverages is that the taste level seems to be a little bit lower than many of the other beverages. So I'm kind of going into these beverages now with that knowledge that Oogave isn't the company that's going to come out and knock you over and blow you away with the taste that they've got, the amount of taste, the flavor profiles that they're bringing. They do deliver some pretty good beverages, so that's kind of how I'm thinking as I'm going back in to try this ginger ale for the second time, and of course to go into the root beer. You guys know I have really a very high bar set for root beer. This is the area that I'm probably the pickiest about when it comes to my beverages. I give a lot of likes to a lot of beverages because I do think that most of them are quite good, and I do think that you should try a good number of them. Root beers I'm a little bit tougher on. So I'm very excited to try the root beer, but let's do this ginger ale real quick. We're not going to go into a super lot of detail about this. I'm going to try it again. We'll see how I feel now 2-3 weeks later from drinking it the first time, kind of knowing their beverages a little bit better. I know that I'm probably not going to get knocked away with a crazy amount of ginger, given the other beverages that I've had don't bowl me over with a tremendous amount of flavor. So that's the mindset that I'm having going into this beverage. You know exactly where I am and what page I'm on. So once again, for the second time, we are drinking Oogave's Ginger Ale, made with agave nectar, all the flavor, all the fun, none of the junk. I like to throw the little tagline in there when possible, so let's have another sniff. And oddly enough, I'm getting a stronger ginger scent on this bottle than I was on the first bottle, for whatever that means. I don't remember exactly if I got it really strong on the nose on the first one, but I'm definitely getting more of a spicy ginger, the kind of ginger I'm thinking of when I want a ginger ale. I'm getting that on the nose, absolutely. Let's have a swig. So maybe I got an old bottle or something. Maybe because I've had more of their beverages, have a little bit better perspective on the company as a whole. I'm definitely getting a little bit more of the ginger than I was previous, and it's actually coming across a little bit hotter. I know when I spoke to Gannon on the phone, he said something about the freshness of it possibly having something to do with it. Maybe the bottle wasn't as fresh as it could have been. I can't speak to that, of course. One more sip it up here. So it's good. I'm definitely getting a little bit more of the ginger than I was previously. Again, though, Oogave has this kind of the sweetness prevails a little bit more than the flavors do. So it's got this great sweetness. It's a good beverage, and from a sweetness standpoint, the ginger is definitely there. I'm feeling that little bit of heat in my mouth and a little bit in my throat that you want from a good ginger ale or a ginger beer. Of course, I'm not comparing this to ginger beer in any way, but it's good. I like it. I don't love it. It's not my favorite ginger ale in the world, but coming back to it again with a fresh perspective, I definitely like it more than I did the first time. Maybe, again, it's a freshness thing, but I'm feeling that ginger a little bit more. Good stuff. Moving on. The star of today's show is the Oogave Root Beer. Not going to do the tagline again. You guys know the deal if you've seen the other episodes. So we're going to get right into it. It's Root Beer Friday. We're here to drink root beer. That's what I'm all about. Let's have a sniff. So, definitely a traditional kind of creamy vanilla style root beer on the nose. Not picking up anything extraordinary, nothing extra layers wise. Maybe just a tiny little pinch, just a corner of wintergreen. Excuse me. It was an early one. Now I got ginger in my nose. It smells good. Let's have a swig. So, I don't love this. I don't love this root beer. It's very thin. Again, relating it to the other Oogave beverages and kind of knowing where their flavor profiles sit, it's in line with the rest of the beverages in that it doesn't really blow me away with anything. But for me personally, for a root beer, I want it to blow me away. When I get a root beer, I want to have this flavor explosion in my mouth. I want to taste the wintergreen and the anise and the vanilla and the grape. I want a great full-bodied root beer. This is not doing it for me. This is a little bit more of just a flat root beer. Barely has a root beer taste. I'm sorry, Oogave. This root beer does not do it for me. I'm going to go ahead and not recommend this. Just because this does not live up to the level of root beer that we're used to on Soda Giant. It's a good beverage, but it barely hits root beer for me. I just don't get enough of the root beer taste. It's not because I just drank a ginger ale in any way. I fully got the flavor of this beverage in my mouth, and there's just not enough oomph there for me. I like oomph in my beverages, and this is not doing it for me. So, kind of a bummer on Root Beer Friday. We haven't done a Root Beer Friday in a while. But overall, I think Oogave kind of regained a little bit of cred in my book. I like that some of their beverages have this kind of subtle flavor that goes on. It's not over the top. It's not super in your face. Again, the watermelon cream, I think, is the standout of the line. I would recommend that any day of the week, and will be definitely picking up a 4-pack for myself. I think it's a great beverage. It's just a good, nice beverage. If it were summertime, it would be the bomb. Of course, it is snowy and cold outside here in Michigan. It's probably 20 degrees outside today, 23 degrees out. So cold, couple inches of snow on the ground. It is the holidays, though. Christmas is next week. As you can imagine, there will probably only be a show on Tuesday because Thursday is Christmas Eve, and of course Friday is Christmas. It's here. It is time. So you know how it goes in the holidays. But I thank you always for joining me, and we will see you very soon. You can always find me on the internet at sodagiant.com. You can also follow me on Twitter. That's twitter.com/sodagiant. Of course, on Facebook, facebook.com/sodagiant. I'm also on YouTube, iTunes, Blip TV, Roku, Boxy, plenty of places. I can't believe I forgot that in the middle. It's just crazy. We'll see you guys on Tuesday next week for a little holiday Christmas episode. Go Lions on Sunday, and we'll see you guys next week.